This is such a typical experience at the International Builder Show in KBIS. You're wandering around, you're going to look for something, and you run into a guy like Jason here, and suddenly you realize you're standing in front of probably the most innovative thing that you've seen at the entire show, and you didn't even come here to look at it. Jason, we're looking at what I call the hybrid vehicle of ranges. And I say that because you're telling me that this unit, which would normally be like a 60 to 100,000 BTU kind of mega appliance, runs on 110 and a 15 amp circuit breaker?
Absolutely. You don't even need all 15 amps to run it either.
Okay. As somebody who has done remodeling in the past, one of the big problems you got a gas range in the house. We know there's a lot of issues with indoor air pollution, toxic off-gassing, right? So people are trying to remove a lot of those appliances. They want to go electric. But the first thing you got is oh gosh, we've got to find 220 power somehow, and we got to bring it up, and that can be a really expensive problem. If I could put a range like this in using 110, I can get 110 anywhere.
Absolutely, or you could use 220 as well.
So help me understand, how on earth did you create an industrial grade range using 110 only?
Well, we've partnered with Impulse,
okay,
a battery technology company.
Yep.
And so what they've done is basically put the equivalent of a third of a Tesla Powerwall.
So we've got a lithium-ion battery someplace in the
salt-based. So it's
salt-based battery. Okay.
Lithium-ion.
Yep.
Salt-based. So it's very safe inside the kitchen. And what it allows us to do is power the top, power the oven. If we lose power, we can actually still operate the range without power.
So it's also a resiliency feature, because that's another big issue. A lot of times when you have emergency, circuit breaker system in your house and you go to a generator, your oven and stove isn't included because it's too big a draw, right, for the power that you have.
Well, let's say you have a 240 volt in there now and you want to use it.
Yeah.
Well, we only need 10 amps of that. So you change your breaker to a 10 amp, and you can use that other 40
for something else, which also helps for getting service. And
if we need
service efficiency
there, we can actually use it. And if we have, 120, we can plug this in anywhere in kitchen.
Right. And with some of the new smart service panels that actually sit there and look at demand, it's going to allow you to be able to redirect that supply current someplace else in the house, which is great.
We can't use this power back into the house.
No, but I'm saying the smart service panel will measure how much is actually being used, and then actually be able to use that load someplace else.
And what we can also do with this is an app through the phone or through the guided user interface, where we can tell it when we want it to charge or when we don't want it to charge. For me, I'm in California. My power is very expensive between 6 and 9 p.m.
Yep.
So I could tell it not to charge at that time.
Charge at night, late at night, low rates, which is great for the utility because they got to run their power plant anyway. But then on top of that, it's amazing performance. You were telling me that you've got kind of a boost feature here where you can boil water in literally a few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, literally like 3 liters of water within 60 seconds.
That's incredible.
So it's infrared temperature. So it's very innovative, very nice design. This is the prototype. We'll be cleaning it up a bit when we bring it to market.
And about how long do you think it will be before you're actually in the market? 6 months, a year?
I'm not sure, probably somewhere around that.
Okay.
Should be soon.
So when we come back to KBIS next year, you're going to have production units here ready to take orders.
We have a lineup for you.
All right. One last thing is you got these little knobs, these little sensors here on the surface, and I can touch this because it's an induction range. Even though he's boiling water here just a few seconds ago, I can put my hand on it safely. This is a really unique portion of this entire design. Can you explain what this is doing?
Sure. This is Impulse, and this is their induction burner. And so what this is a temperature sensor that when my hotter pan touches the bottom of it, it tells the machine what temperature the hotter pan is, right? So now as I'm adjusting my power to it, I'm able to adjust it in 1 degree increments of power. So now I'm cooking with time and temperature on my top instead of guessing it. Is it medium? Is it high? Is it low? Where are we at with those?
All right. So, cook and bake with confidence at Thor KBIS 2026.